The memory you trust the most might be the one your brain changed the most. Think about that for a second. There's probably a moment from your past that feels crystal clear. A conversation, an argument, an embarrassing situation, maybe even a childhood memory you've carried for years. You can picture it. You can feel it. You bet money it happened exactly the way you remember it. But what if it didn't? What if your brain has been quietly rewriting parts of that memory this whole time? Most people think memories work like recordings. Something happens, your brain stores it, and later you play it back. That feels true, but it's not what actually happens. In reality, every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it, and that changes everything. The memory feels old, but the version you're experiencing is being reconstructed in the present moment. Your brain pulls together details, emotions, impressions, and bits of information to recreate what happened. Most of the time, it gets close enough, but there's a problem. When information is missing, your brain doesn't like empty spaces, and what it does next is surprisingly strange. Instead of leaving the gaps alone, it fills them, sometimes with assumptions, sometimes with things that probably happened, sometimes with details that never happened at all. The scary part is that these additions don't feel fake. They feel completely real. That's why two people can walk away from the exact same event and remember it differently years later. Both can be completely convinced they're right. Both can be sincere. Yet neither memory may be entirely accurate. But that isn't even the strangest part. The biggest influence on your memories isn't what happened. It's often how you felt when it happened. Think about an awkward conversation you've replayed dozens of times. Chances are you don't remember every word. What you remember is the feeling, the embarrassment, the discomfort, the regret. Over time, your brain starts building the memory around that emotion. And without realizing it, the emotion begins changing the story. A slightly awkward moment becomes painfully embarrassing. A minor mistake starts feeling like a disaster. An ordinary rejection becomes something much bigger than it actually was. The memory isn't just storing the event anymore. It's storing the emotional meaning attached to it. And once that process starts, something interesting happens. Every time you revisit the memory, you strengthen the updated version, not necessarily the original one. That's why some childhood memories feel incredibly vivid, even though parts of them may have come from old photographs, family stories, or things you've imagined so many times that they now feel real. The more familiar a memory feels, the more we trust it. But familiarity and accuracy are not the same thing. And that's where a lot of people get trapped. They assume that because a memory feels clear, it must be true. Because it feels emotional, it must be accurate. Because they've remembered it the same way for years, it must be real. But confidence is not proof. Your brain isn't trying to preserve the past perfectly. It's trying to create a story that makes sense. A story that helps you understand what happened. A story that connects emotions, experiences, and meaning into something coherent. The problem is that sometimes the story becomes more powerful than the event itself. So the next time you're absolutely certain a memory happened exactly the way you remember it, pause for a moment. Ask yourself whether you're remembering the event or the story your brain built around it. Because the most convincing memories aren't always the most accurate ones. And sometimes, what stays with you for years isn't what happened. It's what your brain decided it meant. If you've ever discovered that a memory wasn't as accurate as you thought, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the hidden psychology behind everyday thoughts, emotions, and experiences. I'll see you in the next video.